What if I told you your future self has been whispering to you all along? Not with words, but with instincts, with dreams, with the quiet pull that says, turn here, not there. We think of time as a line, but the soul doesn't live on a clock. It spirals. It echoes. It remembers, and it reaches forward. Across that spiral, there is a version of you who has seen it all. The battles, the heartbreak, the lessons carved by fire, and the light you haven't yet remembered. This is not some imagined being. This is the you who kept going. The you who faced what you're still avoiding, and lived. From where they stand, they are sending signals back. A dream you can't forget. A conversation that shook something awake. A moment that made no logical sense, but felt utterly right. That's not fantasy. That's soul communication. Because the self, in its totality, is always reaching for reunion. Across lifetimes. Across fear. Across time itself. And when you pause the noise, when you turn down the volume on fear and distraction, you begin to hear the messages more clearly. It sounds like truth. It feels like peace. And it often terrifies the version of you still clinging to comfort. Your future self has no time for performance. It doesn't care how you're perceived. It only asks, are you aligned with what you're here to become? Most people miss this contact. Not because they're incapable, but because they never learn to listen. They chase approval instead of alignment. Security instead of purpose. Familiarity instead of growth. But you feel it. That ache beneath the surface. That strange pulse in your chest that says, there's more. You're more. That's your future self calling. And they're not asking for perfection. They're asking for movement. The small courageous act. The honest no. The brave yes. The sacred pause that says, I'm ready to stop running. Because everything changes the moment you stop betraying your own soul. And when you do, you collapse the illusion of distance. The person you're chasing becomes the one who's been guiding you all along. This is the path of individuation. The return to wholeness. Where the past no longer haunts and the future no longer feels out of reach. Your future self carries no judgment. Only remembrance. They are not some distant stranger waiting to arrive. They live in the choices you make right now. When you hesitate to speak your truth, they're the whisper that urges you forward. When fear says stay silent, they are the courage rising in your breath. When the world asks you to shrink, they are the present reminding you you are not small. And when the test comes, when your shadow rises, when life whispers this is the moment, ask yourself, what would the highest version of me choose here? Because the truth is, they already have. They've already chosen love over fear, truth over silence, expansion over escape. You are simply walking the path they've already blessed. A breadcrumb trail of becoming. And every step you take with intention brings you closer to the one you were always meant to remember. Because even when you've lost hope, they haven't. Even when you doubt your worth, they still believe. Even when you forget who you are, they remember. You've already made it. Now your task is to remember the way. If you made it this far and understood the message, leave the word self in the comments. And if this video made you question something, if it made you see things from a different angle, subscribe. Because your future self has more messages for you.